We're here with James Bladell, the chair of the GNSO Council, the Generic Names Supporting Organization. James, yesterday was a big day for the GNSO. You passed the final report of the CCWG accountability. How do you think it went?
I think it went well. It may have looked a little tedious from the floor, but it was important for us to conduct an individual vote on some of the recommendations. The GNSO, as you're aware, has a very large and diverse organization with a wide spectrum of stakeholders. And so it was important for us to capture all of those views in our approval. But ultimately, we agreed that this report should be accepted and submitted to the board.
And some people say this is not the end, this is in fact the beginning. There is the so-called Workstream 2. How do you see that developing from here on out?
Well, I think that's correct. We have in front of us, not only do we have the implementation of Workstream 1, but now we're preparing as a community to address some of those issues that were not necessarily associated with the transition, but deemed by the community to be important accountability concerns. The GNSO was very involved in Workstream 1, and I suspect will be very engaged in Workstream 2 as well.
Very good. And I suppose in addition to the Workstream 2, there's a lot of other work coming up. The GNSO has launched 3 big GDPs. What do you think are the key focus points here, really?
Right. Well, it's been hard to imagine life without CCWG accountability, but now we're starting to get a glimpse of what our tasks will look like, our workload will look like in the future. First and foremost, we've got a couple of big PDPs, as you mentioned. We're addressing subsequent rounds of new GTLDs. So we're trying to figure out what went right, what went wrong, and what changes, if any, need to be looked at for next round of new GTLD applications. We're also looking at RDS, which is better known as WHOIS, or at least a replacement, potential replacement for WHOIS. We're taking a top-to-bottom look at the registration data system, understanding the needs and the use for that data and how they've changed over the years, and whether or not that needs to be re-engineered. And then finally, we just kicked off yesterday a PDP on rights protection mechanisms in all GTLDs, including a UDRP. And my understanding is this is the first time anyone's reviewed the UDRP for its effectiveness. Policy is over 15 years old, and I expect we'll see a lot of engaging conversations on that in the next few meetings to come as well. So lots on our docket as we head out of Marrakesh.
Yeah, it sounds like interesting and certainly busy times for you.
Well, if you come to ICANN and you're not interested in new GTLDs, WHOIS, or intellectual property rights, I really have to wonder if you're at the right meeting, because those are the 3 big topics, and those are all 3 that we're taking on in the future.
Very good. And talking about meetings, the next meeting is going to be the so-called B meeting, a new format that ICANN is launching for the annual meetings. It's a shorter meeting focused on policy. How do you think the GNSO is going to approach that?
Well, we had substantive discussions with staff and with the board and other SOs and ACs over the weekend about meeting structure B. I think it's going to be a challenge to get all of the work I just mentioned into a 4-day schedule. I think the GNSO is open to the idea of a smaller, lighter, leaner, meaner ICANN meeting, and I think a lot of us would certainly welcome the idea to focus more on policy work. So we're going to see how it goes. We're working with other SOs and ACs to tailor our schedules so that they all fit together. And we're excited about the possibility to go to Helsinki.
Very good. Well, James, thank you so much, and we'll see you at ICANN55.
Thank you. And thanks to you and the folks of Marrakesh and Morocco for hosting ICANN55.